My name is Carina Gardner, and I'm what you would call a practical designer. If you're ready to create a life that you love, become an incredible force for good, and generate income while pursuing your dreams, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Make and Design. It's Halloween week, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do an episode because I love Halloween so much on my Halloween traditions and some of the evolutions. Now, if you've been in this or hanging out with me on this podcast for a long time, as in 3.5 years or longer, I don't even know how long. Let me just see. What number episode is this? This is episode number 484, which seems so incredibly insane. But if you've been around for a while and you wanted to dig back, you could hear kind of early on, I did an episode about Halloween traditions at my family. And one of the things I thought I would talk about today, just because it's fun, is some of my Halloween tradition evolutions and also, how things change. And I think this actually really relates to design because nothing stays the same. Nothing ever does. So I just thought I would chat a little bit about that. Okay, so the big tradition I have that kind of hasn't changed for years and years and years is on Halloween night, my kids all go trick or treat. And while they're trick or treating, I will take them a little bit. I used to walk them always, but then I would get home fast enough and Josh would continue to walk them, around the neighborhood, is I would always watch The Wizard of Oz while I handed out candy. Now that tradition has not changed. That will continue because it's just an easy tradition. The thing that has gotten added onto that is that now usually there's also enough time to watch a second movie, and continuing on in the Judy Garland tradition, I usually watch Meet Me in St. Louis. Now, Meet Me in St. Louis I love because it has that element of Halloween and Christmas, whereas The Wizard of Oz, I really just watch it because it's kind of the first known instance of a wicked witch looking the way she did, with a long black pointed hat and black clothing and a green skin. This is what we think of when we think of the traditional Halloween witch. And that was not always the case, but that kind of came about with The Wizard of Oz. So that's why I watch it. The reason I watch Meet Me in St. Louis is because, first of all, watching one Judy Garland movie isn't enough. And the second is because it reminds me a little bit of the Harry Potter series in this way, but it helps gear me up for the holidays in general. So what I love about October, November, December is I just love the holidays. I love that. I don't even care that it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever it is. It's just this feeling that I get that allows me to feel like it's a special time of year. And I love that. I love the excitement of my kids. And I just think it's interesting that I, of course, love more the feeling of the months rather than the days. I think our kids love the days, like they're excited about Halloween, they're excited about Thanksgiving Day, they're excited about Christmas Day because of everything that comes with it and all the anticipation and excitement. But for me, it's more about the feeling of the overall season, right? And I think that changes as an adult, especially as you're the one that's decorating for things and changing things up and all that good stuff. So one of the other traditions I might have mentioned a few years ago that we do as a family, and I think I've mentioned on my blog, if you ever want to see some fun things, go to the blog, and it's just carinagardner.com/blog, and you'll see tons and tons of articles about traditions and things I've done and all that good stuff. Anyway, one of the things that we do is we always watch all of the Harry Potter movies, and we start it in September and it goes all the way until October. So it's usually one or two every weekend until we finish them all up. And that is such a fun tradition for me. We just enjoy it as a family. It's just a fun thing that we do. I should say as a family, Josh actually hates it. He doesn't hate Harry Potter. He loves Harry Potter. He doesn't do well on watching movies over again. So if you're not someone who loves to watch a movie over again, then these traditions clearly will not be for you. But it kind of reminds me of Gilmore Girls. Any of you who love Gilmore Girls, they're always watching the same movies again. That's us at our family. We can do that over and over and over again. We like the feeling involved. One of the evolutions in my growing as a mom, as a person who realizes that she really hates certain things, is realizing that there are things that I just won't do anymore. And one of those evolutions is pumpkin carving. I hate pumpkin carving. And the first few years I did it, I felt like I had to do it, that it was tradition and that I needed to do it. And the last probably 3 years, I stopped pumpkin carving. My kids can paint pumpkins, but we do not pumpkin carve at my house. It is to much sadness, especially for my middle child who loves carving pumpkins, but I just won't do it. I can't stand the mess. I don't like the cleanup. I don't like dealing with it. And so I just don't do it. If she wants to do it and she can find a group of friends that can do it, they can do it as long as they clean up the mess. But she's old enough to do that now. Another evolution, and this is not just for Halloween, but for Christmas, is we have done a number of different things at Halloween, like crafty wise or construction wise with like candy. And this year, one of the things that I did was buy the pre-made gingerbread Halloween houses at Costco. Now, usually I know everyone does gingerbread houses for Christmas. I haven't decided if I'm going to do one for Christmas this year, but every year that I buy them, I get frustrated with building them. Now, you might have the whole thing where you hot glue them together, which I think is one of the best ways to deal with it. Is just pre-hot glue it, let your kids decorate it. But I'm even past that at this point. I'm like, let's just buy the pre-made ones and go for it. So we're kind of doing it a little early this year. And the reason we're doing it early is just because I have so many things on my to-do list for November and December. And so I decided, you know what, let's Halloween it up. One of my kids is working, so she can't do a lot of weekend stuff. So I was like, let's Halloween it up and do the gingerbread Halloween houses this year for one of our activities during the week to get the kids excited. Let's watch our movies that we always do. I think our goal, well, this is after the fact, so it isn't actually the last week of Halloween yet, but one of the things that we plan on doing during this month is or have probably already done by the time this episode comes out, is go do a corn maze together and go to Fright Bears, which is up in Lagoon in Utah, and it's a theme park. But that's it, and it's not a lot of stuff. I'm not doing crazy decorations. I put out pumpkins. I put out, a few little fun doodads, but I didn't go crazy with Halloween this year because I'm doing an all new Christmas this year, and I can really only do one or the other. So last year I did Harry Potter, Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, like it was all in one deal. This year I'm doing a totally separate Christmas thing. And so my kids knew that, so we decided we were going to keep things relatively simple. So those are some of the things that we have been doing. One of my favorite things that's actually coming up just next week is we did make the decision to, and we had gotten these tickets, I don't remember exactly, but we had discounts or something, to go see the symphony play a movie. So I don't know if this is in your hometowns, but in Salt Lake, the Utah Symphony will play music from a movie while the movie is playing. So you can watch the movie, but the symphony is doing everything. We have done this a few times. It has been a big hit. How to Train a Dragon, we went and saw that. We saw Harry Potter 8 and 7, I believe, in this way, and it was incredible. So they started the series over again, and this November they're doing Harry Potter 1, which we're going to go see, and the Last Airbender movie. And so I don't know if they're doing the movie or the cartoon. All I know is my kids begged to go see it, so we're going to go do it. And there is nothing quite like live music. These tickets they can be very expensive, but I just think they're worth it. Music's a really big part of our family's life. I have a daughter who plays the harp. I have a daughter who plays the cello, and my son plays the piano. So there's a lot of musical stuff going on in this house, and so there's a great appreciation for the symphony and what they do. And of course, I want to support the arts. So that's something else that we do. Go check for it if you have something like that in your hometown. It's an incredible way to spend the holidays. So those are some of the things that we have going on, and I just think a fun update with you guys on kind of the evolution. Like, we can't do quite as many activities, so we're spending more time in movies. The other evolution is the types of movies, right? So we love The Nightmare Before Christmas. We love Hocus Pocus. But my kids have pretty much outgrown, and I'm really sad about this, Halloween Town and some of like the old favorites that I think are silly and kind of just fun. So they've kind of outgrown those. So we don't do those anymore. But we're definitely not a scary family. We don't do like The Exorcist. Like that doesn't happen at this house. I couldn't handle it. I don't like things that are scary. I like things that are sweet. I like the sweet Halloween. And so that's the way that we do it, and it's pretty fun. I hope that you are also doing some fun Halloween traditions, and I'm wishing you all the best holidays, especially those of you who are designing in these holidays. I love this season for a lot of reasons. The first one is I love designing for it. I'm always very motivated by the Halloween and the season itself, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I'm also very motivated by all the design work I get to do that makes money during this time of year. This is a great money making time of year. And so it's a really good way to stock up and get going and be motivated in the design world. So it's just a really fun time. So I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you have some fun Halloween traditions, whether it's handing out candy or walking kids around. And I hope that you're going to spend the rest of this week enjoying that and then cruising really fun into the Thanksgiving and Christmas seasons.
Did you know you have access to more free design content, die cut files, and sewing patterns? Join our exclusive VIP group for free by going to designsweetcourses.com/free.